How's it going, guys? How is your Saturday night? So we're gonna do, if you drop a location, we'll research the location, try to find a job for it. So whoever just drops them, that's how we'll go, and then we'll hang out like this for a minute until we can get started. Just gonna cross post this to a couple places. Let me know if you're here, and let me know if you got the notification. Nottingham, UK. Alright, might be a little bit more difficult. Alright, dropping. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm just going to toss this into there. Alright. Cool. Let's hit up the desktop real quick. Alright. We're going to use Stack Overflow. So, start off with... Oh, this is not Stack Overflow. Let's do US. I gotta prioritize US first, because that's what's gonna pop up. Who is this character? Who is this character? I know, right? What a character. What a card. Phoenix. Let's see what we got here. So, I prioritize remotely most of the time, but we'll see whatever we got. So these are all brand new. Doesn't say anything about salary or anything like that. Java, multi-solution. All right, how about this? You got to post the location and your skill set. So that, you know, I could find jobs for anybody, really, but Riverside, hi from the Middle East. What's up? It's on the plate today. Made my video, hung out a little bit, doing a live stream. Work on some stuff after this. Okay, so this is insane. So we're looking at Phoenix, Arizona here. Let's do Java full stack. No, pass on that. I mean, it looks pretty good. And you have a lot of places from this Accenture. I don't know what that is. I don't know if you ever heard of that, but Phoenix looks pretty good. I mean, it's a pretty big city. I'm not seeing anything that I would know how to apply to, really. Technical support representative. I bet if we take a look at this, it's more than just technical support. I bet it's like a little bit of code. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I don't know why that's on Stack Overflow. They paid like $7 grand to have that on Stack Overflow. Customer support engineer. This might be a good one. So basic SQL stuff here. I don't know. I'm all about these customer support. The customer support engineer jobs are like the hidden gems. Full stack anywhere in Utah. Utah is good to go. I know Utah is good to go. What else would it? So you want Inland Empire? Who's this character? New Zealand might be a rough find. Do you have any like specific job sites you use from New Zealand? Most of the time I use Stack Overflow. We work remotely and Indeed. The Dorito Queen. What's up? Alright, we'll do Salt Lake City, Utah, because that's where I live. But this one looks pretty good. Customer support engineer. Let's go back. There's so much stuff here, dude. Full stack. Technical support engineer. 3-week in-office training provided. Ooh, I don't know what that means. Does that mean this is kind of remote, or it's not for Salt Lake City? This one looks pretty good. Brian, I don't know if you saw this one. What's the best way to find remote jobs? We work remotely in Stack Overflow. This one looks pretty good. Technical support engineer, mid-market, Carbonite, Salt Lake City, Utah. Cincinnati. Front-end Atlanta. Okay, we'll do front-end Atlanta next. I'm going to sort by remote because that's what I do. There's a little box here. You can check. I'll do. If you type in a location and remote, some jobs will allow it, and so it's actually kind of better because if you really headset, all right. Some jobs will allow it because if you can come to the office and interview, and then you can go back home and work remote. Like that's like the good stuff. So it's like a lot easier. Like, hey, can you come into the office? We have a meeting. Easy peasy. Yeah, there's plenty of remote stuff here. All right, so we were gonna do front end Atlanta. Accenture is just everywhere, it seems. Like, they own Stack Overflow. So, like, typically when people say front end, you could just type JavaScript in. It'd be about the same thing, be my guess. 180 jobs here for Atlanta. I'm sorting my newest. Let's change it. Go back to matches. Front end software engineer, CapTech Ventures, Atlanta, Georgia, JavaScript, React, JS, CSS. Let's take a look at this one here. It's probably kind of small. Let me zoom that in. Qualifications: bachelor's degree in business administration, computer science, MIS or equivalent combination. Wait, what? Business administration or computer science? Those are two separate things that are so far apart that there's no way that they can actually care what degree you have, or if you even have one. Because, like, no offense to people who have business administration degrees, but, like, these are very different in terms of mathematics and difficulty. So I don't know why they're looking at these. You know we did Philly, but can we try remote Philadelphia? We could try. Poppies, what's up? Paris, France, Europe. Okay, we can look at that. So yeah, this one be good for the person who asked about Atlanta. CapTech Ventures, 5+ years. 5+ years with it, JavaScript libraries, frameworks, Angular, React, and Vue. So React is like barely 5 years old, so 5+. This is one of those classic examples where they don't know what they're doing. Definitely apply. So this is going to be a larger corporate company, matching 401k, that's how I can tell. A lot of smaller companies don't have that. Mentor program, could be good. No sponsors though, so if you're outside the country, you can't do it. You're going to get drug tested, definitely drug tested. Alright, move on to the next one. How to quit your job with style? You just quit. Don't burn bridges, just quit. Front end Cincinnati. Okay, we'll do Cincinnati. I don't know how like in depth to go on these job applications in terms of like how I would apply to it, but I'm gonna do my best. Let's see. Experienced developer to help with next generation. Cincinnati. Paid relocation. Senior. Full stack dev. Previous teaching or mentoring experience is desirable. Highly skilled and experienced. You can jump in and learn a specific. Okay, so literally. Okay, so this is just for teaching. So if you want to teach here, this could be good. Is this like a bootcamp type deal? What is this? Doesn't. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't say too much about it, but this one looks good. If you were interested in being like a teacher, maybe hit up Gaslight. They'll pay for you to go there. What else we got? Full stack dev, 65 to 110, so they don't know what they want. Mid-level senior, you can ignore that. 51 to 200 is pretty big. JavaScript, Vue, Polymer. Okay, so they just want you to know a stack. They don't care. Why am I off the screen? Okay. They just want you to know a stack. They don't actually care. Node, Spring Boot, so they want you to have like a back end and a front end. And they want you to be master DevOps, apparently. Experience with cloud computing. Okay, so they really don't know what they want. So the salary range is huge here. And they want like skills that are like people's individual jobs. Like React is some dude's like dedicated job. Spring Boot is like some dude's dedicated job. Like to get paid 65 to 110 for all of these things, like a DevOps is this third bullet point here. DevOps is like 120 just for this bullet point. So this company doesn't know what they want. Definitely apply. Do lots of web dev companies drug test asking for a friend? Most of them don't. Corporations do. but web dev companies, no, they don't. IT and management consulting, yeah, they don't know what they want. All right, we hit Cincinnati already. Smaller companies don't tend to do it. Indianapolis, Indiana. All right, let's do Indianapolis. Front-end developer. Is that what you wanted? All right, right here, JavaScript. Developer Town, Indianapolis, Indiana. Posted 2 days ago. Junior, mid-level, senior. So far, you junior guys, this could be it if you're in Indiana. A technical leader, self-starter. I can't like count how many times I've seen the word self-starter. Passionate, always learning. Qualifications, 4+ years experience in hands-on web application development. But we can see that's not true because experience level is checked as in junior. So it looks like they're hiring for multiple positions. This is one of those like low-key moments where you can see they're hiring for multiple positions behind the scenes, but they're just not sure. If the right candidate comes in, they might make space for you. But chances are junior wouldn't get this salary range here. Real world project experience with React.js, fluent in HTML5, CSS, JavaScript. Okay, who writes fluent in HTML5 and CSS? Like most of the time you don't even see these listed because they're just expected. Experience with unit test frameworking, like just, it just says experience. Does that mean personal, professional? They don't say. Looks pretty chill. We got this OG here. This guy, One Love here. 160 hours of vacation. Oh, come on, dude. Just break it down into days. 2,000 a year, flexible remote work policy. So, I don't know. This seems like a pretty good job. The guy who asked for Indiana, Pat Cranfield. You're making a project with React Native. Do you think you should try to find a job? You could try to find a job whenever. Just have at least a project. Just joined. Are these remote positions? Some of them are, some of them aren't. We're just drop your location and your skill set, because otherwise I don't know what I'm looking for you. Could I try Hungary? You're curious about jobs here, as you're willing to start up your developer career. We could try. We could try. We'll do the more European jobs after we do the North America jobs. Thanks, dude. Minnesota front end, full stack. All right, where in Minnesota? Let's see. Accenture. Accenture's just everywhere. They just own Stack Overflow. They're in Arizona. They're in Atlanta. Workday developer. I don't know what that means. So junior Linux system administrator. I bet this requires like 6 years, and it's called junior. Huh. Not bad. Good knowledge of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So this would be a good transitional job here. Brooksource, junior Linux system administrator. This would be a good transitional job. So if you're like a computer science student and you're doing a lot of Linux stuff, this could be good for you. And you got to do on-call 24/7 stuff. I mean, it looks fairly straightforward. Completion of an IT-related associate's or bachelor's. So why even get a bachelor's if you can just get an associate's? But I bet you they don't actually care. Yeah, this looks like a pretty good job. I think you said front end, but this could be like one of those lateral moves where you take this and then you move, because they're requiring some code here. I'm not seeing too much pre-sales. I don't know what that means. Let's try front end maybe. Full stack engineer, no. Yeah, not a whole lot of front end or full stack here in Minnesota. You might be better off looking for a remote, besides the one. Remote job WordPress developer. What kind of WordPress developer? Please do Zamunda, Africa. Yeah, bro. There's like, that's like Tech City right there. Bentonville, Arkansas. And before, all the jobs are Walmart. Software developer, JB Hunt Transport, Lowell. I don't know, does Lowell count as Bentonville? How far is that? On-site and limited remote, visa sponsor. So they'll hit you up. If you guys are outside the country, this is a visa sponsor, paid relocation. They'll move you to the United States and give you a visa. And let you work remote a little bit. Mid-level too, so not too much. 10K people, oof, that's huge. JB Hunt though. This is a straight up Java job right here. Java, Eclipse, IntelliJ, Tomcat. Yeah, so this is more like hardcore software engineer type deal. But you know, they're paying the big bucks and relocation if you guys are outside the country. Toronto, entry-level remote. Entry-level remote. There is no entry-level remote. There are only remote jobs. It's your job to figure out how to get in. Front-end, Long Island, New York. So can we just do New York City? We could try Long Island. Senior, lead, React Native, back-end, front-end engineer, quickly growing tech company. Do they actually want to pay you though? Mid-level senior, 201 to 500 VC funded. Okay, so this is actually pretty safe with that many people. Experience interacting with APIs. Okay. BS in computer science or engineering or equivalent years of work experience. So they don't care about degrees. A passion for ever-changing, can write unit tests for your code, but they don't say what language. So bonus points if you have a master's. Have you led engineering teams? This looks pretty good. I would apply to this. So this is for Peloton, like the bikes that you ride, and you're like riding with people in like live classes in your living room, I guess. Unlimited paid time off. Don't get bamboozled by this. This is not unlimited. This is reverse psychology. You don't know if you can take 2 weeks or 4 weeks or 6 weeks or 8 weeks because they don't tell you. They just say take what you need. So what ends up happening is no one takes jobs. Like no one takes time off. This is like you just have to like, well, I guess 2 weeks would be fair, and then you take 2 weeks. That reverse psychology. Company parties, I guess that's good. This looks pretty good. So this was in New York, Peloton Interactive. Definitely hit this one up. What'd I miss? What you got for me in little Harrisburg, Pennsylvania? Slim pickings. Well, you might have to do remote there. Two jobs. Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Yeah, you're out of luck on that one. You might have to hit up the remote. So we'll do remote here in a second, and then we'll look by visa sponsor too for everyone outside the country. Seattle, full stack, 1 year experience. Mavang doesn't matter about 1 year experience, but we'll look at it. So you want Seattle? I'm trying to do bigger cities that I know like more people are in these states. So you could work at Amazon. That'd be a good one. Full stack, you say. Software development engineer. I don't know. I'm going to try to skip Facebook and Amazon. They have all the money, so they can buy up all the ads. Let's just type JavaScript instead, or maybe full stack. Google too. Full stack at fast-growing real estate startup. Knock 110 to 150. This is going to be competitive. Junior, mid-level, senior level. Okay, so they don't actually know what they want. So they like when you make this ad, you have to come in here and specifically check junior, mid-level, senior. Like you're open to those applications, and they checked that, which means if you're junior, disregard any experience requirements in here. Machine learning. So you guys can hit up some machine learning. So if you're full stack dev, you could come in here, you could transition to machine learning. Work across the stack if you want to, so they seem pretty flexible on what you want to work on. We prefer local candidates, but we'll consider remote candidates as well. So they don't even mention remote up here. So if you're a senior or like top end mid-level and you're remote, they might take a chance on you. Definitely, so that's cool. So this is one of those jobs that doesn't list remote, which is why if you want a remote job and you see a job, just apply to that job anyways and then ask if they're remote. And like 95% of the time they'll be like, we're not looking for remote candidates at this time. But you can see that there's some hidden gems like this that didn't list it as remote at the checkbox because it would have this little tag here, but it doesn't have this tag here, so they get less applications, more thorough applications, because as soon as they check remote, they just get flooded. Anyways. Which page is? This is Stack Overflow. Josh, do you have experience with Centrify API? I do not. Data Science India, Bangalore. I don't know how to find that. Denver, Colorado.net desktop embedded medical devices. All right, we'll do Denver. Let me know if I'm like dropping some gems. I'm trying to give everybody something, even if I don't hit your city. Like, if you live in like, if your country doesn't use the English alphabet, it's going to be difficult for me to find you a job because I most likely can't read. Like, if it's a Russian website, I can't read Cyrillic. You know what I mean? So, if I look for a job in like Egypt, chances are the language will be written in Arabic, and I can't read that. Let's see. Denver looks okay. Denver, I thought Denver would be more populated. 13 results for Denver. Let's hit up Indeed for Denver. You want .NET? Not bad. So .NET software engineer, hosting, 50 reviews. This might work. Oops. Here, 90 to 110 VB.NET, 100 to 140 C#.NET. Nobody wants to do it. Nobody wants to do these jobs. That's why this money is so high. This is tiny. All right. Macedonia. That's going to be a rough one. We'll try. Bro, you sent the portfolio 13 days ago. Can you review it? Yeah, in the next portfolio review video. Las Vegas. Stack entry level. Mean stack entry level. So Chris, don't type entry level. Stop typing entry level. Just type mean stack and apply. Minimum 3 years. I mean, this looks like a pretty good job. Guy who asked for Denver. David. Looks good. 90. This is contract, so David, I'd be careful with this one. You see how it's like small print in the gray there, contract, but they entice you with this money here. So after taxes as a contractor, just go ahead and chop off about 38% of this. And then you have your real salary, so it's more like 70. And they don't even let you work remote. So the thing with contract that pays that much, they don't let you. If they don't let you work remote, you can't take the home office deduction, and you want that home office deduction, especially in the U.S. All right. Hopefully that helps, David. All right. Any EU country web dev. All right. We'll hit up Jacob. I see you post to Las Vegas like 10 times. All right. I'll get Las Vegas for you, Jacob, and then we're going to hit up EU. It's not fair. All the people in the EU are like, this is only for North America. I got you, EU. I'm coming. Please hold. You want Las Vegas. Is working contract worth it in Canada? I don't know how the tax laws work there, but in the U.S., if you got deductions that you can take advantage of, it'd probably be okay. If you like handling your own taxes and stuff like that, then you'd probably be okay. If you like not having health care, it's probably not for you. Or maybe it is if you like not having it, right? Okay, so you want Las Vegas. How much were you making at your last software job? $75,000 a year. I started at 65. I asked for 80,000, and they said, "All right, we'll give you 65, and then after 90 days, we'll bump you to 75." And then it was like actually 100 days, and I was like, "Yo, where's my raise?" And they're like, "Yeah, we're working on it." And I was like, "Where's my raise?" This is like on paper. Then eventually they gave it to me. But like, you know, I don't know if you guys have seen The Office Space where the guy is like working and he hasn't been paid in a while, and the people are like, we fixed the glitch, which like, and the guy's like, yeah, but he's not being paid, and they're like, well, we fixed the glitch. Like you know, they wouldn't tell you about it if you didn't go to them and get in their face a little bit. How much can you make as a dev? Well, you can make whatever you want as a dev. I mean, if you want salary, maybe 200 if you're CTO, more than that, 200, 400. But nobody gets rich off of salary. No one gets rich off 150K salary. Like, I mean, like Bentleys and mansions. Like, you can have a nice life on a salary, but nobody gets Mark Zuckerberg on a salary. Just remember that. 3 results for Las Vegas within 20 miles. Absolutely insane. Let's bump it to 50. Still 3 results. Really? Las Vegas has nothing? We're on the wrong site. So keep in mind, it costs a lot more money to post on Stack Overflow. So Indeed is cheaper. 150 is good. After taxes, it's not as much as you'd think. WordPress website developer. I don't know who asked about that, but WordPress website developer, project manager. So this means you're going to log into WordPress every day and make sure it's up and running. Website changes, client, QA polish. So this seems like a super easy job. I wouldn't get stuck in this. This seems like a good first starting job, but this seems like it'd be easy. What the heck? Typing speed must be up to par, 60 words per minute. It's kind of odd. So this is kind of like they want to hire a web dev, but they want him to do like everything. I don't know, it looks okay. Coding requirement, 5 years. Get out of here. You don't need 5 years to do any of this stuff. You can learn this in 3 months. What would 150 amount to after taxes? Depends if you're single or married. And then we have the progressive tax rate, and it depends. Do you have a side hustle going so that you can like get some deductions and stuff? Like, I don't know, it depends. But I mean, it depends on what you want in life. 150K here, I can't even go buy like a 3,000 square foot house or a 2,600 square foot house. If you live in like Nebraska, you make 150K, you live like a king. Suggest me jobs, Zamunda, Africa, dude. I don't know where I like. I don't know where I would start with that. Rick Sanchez says dodged me. Maybe. I didn't see the question. I don't know if it's specifically dodged. Orlando, we have to do EU first. This looks pretty good. Freelance software tester. So is this like manual testing? So if you like want to click around on an app all day and try to break stuff, 18 bucks an hour for somebody in Las Vegas. Entry-level IT application service desk specialist. So I don't know if you guys like sitting at a desk and like answering phone calls and solving people's have you turned it off and back on again job. This is that job. I mean, Las Vegas seems okay. It's not the greatest, but it seems okay. Host continues to ignore. Dislike. What would a 25K remote web dev job amount to after taxes? Again, it depends. 25K after tax in the US, where do you live? Tax rate if you're single or married? Probably 18K a year. You can get a house that size in my town for 150, 200K. So my house is 960 square feet, and my house was $240,000. Yeah. Like, it's absolutely insane to live here in Utah. Like, if you want to go live up on the mountain where you see like any house that you'd see in other parts of the country for like 175,000, they're literally like 650,000 here. It's like, how do you have that much money? Do you just have like all your money just pays your mortgage and you have no food in your house? Like, do you even have a refrigerator? I don't get how people live here, especially in those houses, because you don't make that much money. Are you a freelancer? I don't know. I have my own business. What's the site again? This is Indeed, and then we come back over here to Stack Overflow. If you guys got questions, you can drop questions too. I'll try to answer those. Macaboy Digital, he cannot see your comment. I've seen the comment. He wants me to find a job in Zamunda, Africa, but I don't know how to get started or where to even look at a site that would have African listings. I've never seen any on Indeed. I've never seen any on Stack Overflow. I think you'd be better off looking for a remote job. Hologram Nunchuck, just listen to the whole stream and see what Josh looks for in a job. And same thing for in your area. Yeah, I mean, Hologram, you get it. So all of these things that I'm looking for specifically can be transferred to other jobs. All right, I said I'd do EU. I'm coming EU. So let's do Germany. Germany's got a lot of jobs. 210 results here on Stack Overflow. Do we want to do maybe visas for people that live here? We can maybe do some visas. We'll do visa sponsor, apply. 174 of these jobs in Germany are giving visas, so they must need these. Senior Android, senior front-end dev. Let's see what they define as senior. So it says mid-level here. So they say senior in the title, mid-level here. Your playground as a front-end engineer. So in Germany it's a little bit different because education is cheaper. In Europe they kind of expect you to have a degree because it's like it's super cheap. So they're like, why didn't you go? Didn't cost you anything. That's different in the EU. But there are companies they're behind on the curve when it comes to like not caring about degrees. Like that Europe is just behind. This looks pretty good. 3 years of JavaScript, 3 years HTML. Speak English fluently. German knowledge is a plus. So I bet if you bust out German in an interview with this, or you like write your first cover letter paragraph in German, they would respond 100%. This looks pretty good. Yara. Isn't that the girl from Game of Thrones? Her name is Yara Greyjoy, right? I mean, that's probably not how you spell it, but like, you see the little boat, guys? Yara Greyjoy. Go apply to that. All right, what else we got? Full stack developer. I don't know what MF, I think means Monday to Friday. Every time I read that, I think male, female. I'm like, well, wouldn't it be anyways? Small teams with 2 front-end, 2 back-end developers. Scrum cycles of 2 weeks. Flat hierarchies. This looks like a pretty chill place. How big's the company? 51 to 200? Not bad. Which is a good state to move to get first dev job? Salt Lake City's pretty good. Some jobs have a really big salary range, like 120 to 180. Does that mean you start at 120 and end at 180? No, that means like if you don't match the job but they still want to hire you for it, you probably get 120. And if you match the job entirely and you know everything that they're doing to the T, you get 180. Um, 2 years experience, looking good. On-site and limited remote could be cool. Visa sponsor, paid relocation. So for all of you guys in the Middle East, in Africa, and South America, all of these places, Germany will hire you. And they will pay for you to come there, and they will give you a visa. You don't have to just look for like North America visa sponsors. Like Germany has this thing called the Blue Card, and you can go there. And then you can get a job at a company in Germany that has offices in North America, and then just transfer laterally to North America. Now you're in the US. It might take a little longer, but you know, the US is like super competitive with H-1Bs. Best place to live in California if you're trying to live comfortably? I don't know. I think everywhere in California is really expensive. Maybe closer to the border on the east side. I don't know. It's totally bro science. Starting the whole developer career as a freelancer, sure, it has its own benefits, but your first thoughts. What do you mean? Sure, it has its own benefits, but my first thought is that a company you can learn much more from other devs. I mean, yeah, generally you put in your work first. You put in your dues to learn what other devs are doing, and then you take those things and you go do it yourself. But freelance is, in my opinion, better because you're building your brand. Your name is out there. You're not building your company's brand anymore, which is a lot harder to get started with. But once you get the ball rolling and you put those securities in place and you really start to build yourself, then no one can take it from you. No one can take your brand from you as a freelancer, as a developer. Anyway, no one can take it from you. And so they can always just end you at the job, and then you have no outside contacts. So learn what you can, but on the side, always be getting that hustle. What does it mean to be legally authorized to work in the United States? You're from India looking to remote. Okay, so legally authorized means that you already have a green card to work. or you're a citizen, basically. So you have to be already able to work here. Can I do Orlando or Miami? Yeah, we can do those. Let me come back here. I'll remove Germany so we can see other places. Background. So you can look for internships. Never check this box. If you check this box, you're gonna go down a rabbit hole, and all these jobs, you and 900,000 other people have looked at this internship because they're like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready. I'm still in school. I'll look for internship or entry level. It's gonna be so crowded they won't even see your name. Avoid. San Francisco, Netherlands is hiring, so you can look in the Netherlands. France here, here's one for France. Someone asked about France earlier. Malaysia, China, Japan. These are all visa sponsors too, so wherever you're at in the world. Well, Japan won't move you there, but they'll give you a visa if you can move yourself somehow. California has one. Providence, Rhode Island. A lot of different places that are offering relocation benefits here. And then you can take the one relocation, get another company, and then move laterally. There's a lot of places hiring. Remote job found. Recharge, yep. Would you recommend to use college projects as portfolio? Depends what your college projects are. If your college project is to make a compiler from scratch, probably not going to do much for a web dev job. Might do something for an Amazon software engineer job. Probably not web dev though. What to look for in job post 2018 grad software engineering? Chris, define software engineering. You mean Java? You mean C++? You mean JavaScript? You mean PHP? What you mean? What to look for? I mean, that's what this whole stream is. Don't look for entry level. Don't look for internship. Just apply to all the jobs. Someone wanted to do, is visa sponsor possible for entry level job? Yes. Stop looking for entry. Stop thinking that you're not qualified. Stop thinking that you're an entry level person. Stop thinking that you're an intern or a part-timer. Stop thinking that. Just apply regardless of your experience level. You can know that, like, yeah, you're new, but any major benefits on having different levels of security clearance? You can work for the government easier, maybe. I don't know. If you have like a super high level of security clearance, you could probably apply for more like DoD jobs, and they'd have to do less background checking. I don't actually know if that would benefit you. Maybe. JavaScript, Java, C++. Why is C# looked down upon? Because literally the only thing you can do with it is like .NET. And you can do a million different things with JavaScript. Extremely entry-level junior developer. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty... We're all extremely entry-level junior developers. Phil wants to know... Forgive it's not up to date. The last video you watched was me quitting. I actually quit my day job a while ago. But I never got to really talk about why and how I don't feel that I make a good employee because I always want to do my own thing. But yeah, this is my job. This is what I do. I mean, I don't got Lambos in the driveway, but can we do Raleigh? So I said Orlando, then we'll do Raleigh. Orlando is no go. Maybe Miami. Software engineer C++1. Okay, so if the city that you're in is probably not a tech town, I wouldn't look on Stack Overflow. I would look on Indeed. It's just cheaper. It's just so much cheaper to post on Indeed. So you wanted Miami. Miami, Florida, and we'll type developer. Could you try France? There were some France jobs. Website designer, developer, 20 to 30 an hour. This could be good. Fort Lauderdale, that's not Miami. Davie, software engineer, .NET. Oof. Entry-level software developer, 2 days ago. So I don't know if you guys are in Miami, Florida. You can maybe check this one out. 0 to 2 years experience. Knowledge with C, C++. So this is going to be pretty ideal for a college grad. Yeah. Just realize it's probably going to be pretty saturated. So if you want to stick out, yeah. Junior front-end developer, designer. This was going to be a really competitive one too. Your portfolio better be amazing for these jobs. What's your opinion on data engineer position? I mean, they're needed. Which data engineer? Like, are we talking like big data engineer? Are we talking data science engineer? What are we talking? What's the link to this website? This is Indeed.com. The other one is Stack Overflow. Is startups worth it? I prefer it. How about those entry-level jobs that want people to have 11 years experience? I know, right? Look, let me show you what it's like when we type entry-level junior developer. All right, how many jobs we got? 2,974. Associate web developer. Salary 50,000. Entry-level IT developer, front-end web development support specialist, Connecticut. Nothing about money. Junior level software developer, New York, New York. So New York, New York, New York City, New York. This is 74,000, 78,000. 100K in New York City is like 50K. So this right here, even though it says 74,000 to 78, is like 30K a year. So they're undercutting the shit out of you. Software developer, programmer, entry level. Entry level, entry level, entry level. Responsive employer. I can imagine this says responsive because they automatically send you a little test that you have to take on like HackerRank or something. Greece, Athens, Java. All right, we need to change. I have to change locations. Can you please look for Python Odoo? I don't know if you're gonna find Odoo, but I mean you can go Germany, Minneapolis, Minnesota. All right, we can do Minneapolis. We already did Minneapolis, Minnesota. There's not too much there. Do I recommend getting a bachelor's? No. I have a bachelor's. I would not get it again. You're having hell finding a job. Southeast Wyoming. Strong suits are React, Gatsby. Kelly. All right, Kelly. This is what you do. You come over here and check this remote. And then you type in Gatsby. Actually, I did that wrong. You want to type... Wait, yeah, I did that right. And then we want to remove visa sponsor. So apply filters. Still nothing. Type React. So here's a bunch of jobs you could apply to, Kelly, right here. JavaScript, full stack, Clever Tech. This is like a hiring agency. I actually applied to them and I got rejected like 10 times. I don't know why they kept looking at it, but I kept applying. X Team. This is also an agency. Web developer, Ruby, JavaScript, remote. So if you want a job, like the real deal, like the dream is to find a job in California because they pay a lot, and then you live remotely in some cheap place. West Virginia, definitely not tech town. You live here and you don't know if they'll pay relocation. Alfonso, of course they will. But I mean, for anyone that's in a town that like they can't find jobs locally, come here, right here. Stack Overflow, jobs right here. Click this remote button, type in your stack or just one word, and go for it. If you're outside the U.S., uncheck everything, come to perks, click visa, click offers relocation. Boom. Thanks. Are you saying don't go for X Teams and the like? Don't go for Clever Tech. Don't go for X Team. They say that they're really responsive, but they're not. I've never gotten a response from them ever. And TopTall is a recruiting agency. It's like a 6-step process. I did like 2 interviews with them, and they had like 7 more. And they were like, "All right, you're going to be doing a 3-hour sharing your screen test with one of our senior engineers." I was like, 3-hour screen share test? Boy, I don't have time for this. So I dropped out of that. And then there was like 6 more after that. So I was like, pass. What year range to look for new grad? Don't look for year range. Just apply. Software developer. Apply. Did you already do Portland? Portland should be all right. We can look at Portland. I'll show you guys some other remote sites here in a second. So Mimbio, Portland, Oregon, 70, 90K, and equity. So this is a startup. Every time you see equity, it's a startup. Be careful. So this is Mimbio, 1 to 10 people. If you're remote, we expect you to participate in team calls, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. What? 8 to 5 is already 9 hours. 8 to 6 is 10 hours. Are you kidding me? You have a 10-hour core hour window? What is this? JavaScript, a wizard. Oh man, every time I read wizard or Jedi or Rockstar, I'm just like, This seems like it'd be pretty cool. I mean, besides the fact that you have a 10-hour day, and it's a startup. Apply. Definitely apply to the startup. But we need to do some due diligence on this startup. So 1 to 10 means they probably don't have that much money. So let's go ahead and let's look up, we want to look up Crunchbase. So Crunchbase is a website where you can research startups. And this is called Mimbio, I think. Mimbio. So we have developing hardware for manufacturing next generation medicines. Total funding amount. They have 23.8K in seed money. In 2 rounds, okay? So this is what I mean when I talk about you need to see how much money your startup has, because this startup has no money. Obviously, if you're paying someone's salary, that's only like a few K a month. So now let's say they have 4 people there and they're paying everyone 4K a month. That's 16K. That's 2 months of money. That's why they're offering you equity. So this is if you were to apply to this, you better hit them up and be like, yo, how much funding you got? All right, where are we going? Toronto, Tallahassee, easy way to get senior dev job out of college. Why do you want a senior dev job out of college? You're not going to get a senior dev job out of college. All senior dev jobs are based off of like years experience usually. It's doable, but like if you could get a mid-level job out of college, like out of college, you're going to be getting the same job as a dude that went to a 3-month boot camp. Like that's it. That's where you're at on experience on the job. PHP-based e-commerce devs in Germany or Denmark. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some here. We looked at Germany a little bit earlier. Toronto. All right, let's see if there's anything in Canada. Sorry, all my Canada people. I haven't looked at Canada yet. We'll look at Canada. Mino Games, lead backend engineer. Not seeing a whole lot here. 25 results. Maybe matching. Scrum Master. Work Safe. Moving Picture Company. Full stack developer. This could be good. Toronto here. Paid relocation. So they'll move you across Canada, but they won't give you a visa. That's good. You can work at Ubisoft. Do tools programmer. C#, C++. Full stack dev. React, AWS Node, sysadmin. That was posted a month ago. Full-time salary, 100,000 to 120,000. Operational leader. So this is not going to be like a junior dev role. You will have to produce examples of side project and examples of having used React to qualify for this position. This is where that portfolio comes in handy. So if you don't got portfolio, they're not even going to look at you, and they just straight up say it. Graduating in May. Should you look for junior developer? Alfonso, just look for developer. Don't look for junior. Don't look for entry. Just type software developer. Apply to everything. If it says 3 years experience required, ignore. Chances are the HR lady wrote the post, and they're like, hey CTO, how much experience do you want me to put on this application? They're like, I don't know, maybe like 3 years would be good, and like that's it. That's how much thought went into that little line. But everyone else that's applying to the job is like, oh god, I'm at like 2 years and 9 months. I'm 2 months short. Oh no. Like, that's not how it works. Just, you know, apply. Posted 3 weeks ago. Should you be skeptic about the job? You should apply. I think they get it posted for like a month. Alright, so that was Canada. Canada looks okay, at least on Stack Overflow. I'd have to swap Indeeds to Indeed Canada. We can do that, maybe. What do we include in our portfolio? All your projects. So here's Canada's Indeed. We could type software developer. And we can sort, oh, so full-time jobs, 4,100, not bad. Junior, intermediate, ASP.NET, C#, Xamarin Limited, Prince George, 25 to 35 an hour. This is probably contract, be careful. Entry level, university graduate at Google. That's gonna be internship as shit. I mean, yeah, Canada's looking pretty good. Is 1,000 for a Udacity full stack nano degree worth it? I don't know. I've never taken one. I reached out to Udacity to see if they'd let me do one of their courses, and they didn't tell me anything. They just ghosted me. I can't. Can you work for a U.S. company remotely while living outside? You're a U.S. citizen, but plan on moving to New Zealand for a few years. Any tips? Yeah, Diego, this is what you got to do, fam. You work remote, and you tell them you're going to live outside the country, but you have no problem working their core hours. Or say, that's going to be their main issue. They're going to be like, all right, well, how are you going to work our core hours? We work Monday to Friday from 9 to 5, and when it's 9 a.m. for us on Friday, it's already Saturday afternoon, 3 p.m. for you. You're going to have that conversation and convince them that you're going to, you're going to have that trust. My camera's going to go off for a second. I'm going to replace the battery. Just give me 1 sec. Should be back up and running. Your company has remote workers outside the US, should be fine. Yeah, then you should be fine. Someone wanted, we did Canada, Top Tech, we did Canada. Golang, New York, you wanted New York. We can hit up New York. We only did wait, this is Indeed. We want developer, right? Web design developer. So are we talking like New York City? New York? MyStream mobile dev, 60 to 120. So 60 is like nothing there. Junior web designer. I don't know. See, so this is how you can tell the cost of living of. You guys can't really see it. Let me bump it over for you. Here. You see the cost of living here, salary estimate? It starts at 80,000 when I just type the most generic thing, developer, in here. That's because the city of New York here is so expensive. If I were to type this anywhere else in the US, like South Carolina or whatever, it'd probably come up with like 50K. Yeah, see, 55,000. Well, you can't see it. Here, right here. 55,000. So you can see that this lower cost of living, and this is, just keep that in mind. What's to be expected from CMS jobs? It depends on what you mean. Can I search jobs in Auckland, New Zealand? Use Seek website? Seek website. Seek jobs. Alright, Australia's #1 jobs, employment, career, and recruitment site. Thanks. I'm gonna bookmark this. Maybe we should make like a job sites breakdown. And then I'll make like a little guide on my website for like how to utilize these and what to look for, little tips and tricks, blah, blah, blah. Alright, 150K plus jobs, enter keyword, let's just put developer. Grand Rapids, Michigan. Alright, we'll get there. If you do bootcamp, then you won't know all the math needed. Is that true? I mean, maybe if you want to do like machine learning, but if you want to be a JavaScript web developer, last time I had to do math, I literally typed .math. Company says 90% of the job is done through WordPress, so that's not any development. I imagine you might change some CSS styles here and there. You might drop into the editor, edit some PHP files. You might add some plugins, change the plugins, change some emails, add some pages. Basically utilize the theme that's installed. It's not really development, so I'd be careful with that. If you want, I would learn how to use the ins and outs of WordPress and then become a freelancer. That'd be the only thing you got good going out of that. I don't know. What is the average stuff here? Like, what is good pay in Australia? I don't know. 64,000 jobs found. I think you wanted New Zealand, right? All right, so hit up New Zealand over here. $1,200 jobs. Full stack software developer, PHP Symfony. $40 to $55 an hour. Is this good? 5 years experience. Nope. Flexibility, work from home, senior dev. Yep, that's what you get when you're senior. Front-end developer, Wellington. How much they pay? Django is better than Flask. 3 to 5 years experience, Visual Studio and .NET experience. Visual Studio is like, I don't know if you can count that as like a skill. I mean, this looks fine. 3 to 5 years, I would apply. I'm barely at 3 years, and I would apply to this. Do a visa sponsor New Zealand? We'd have to look. I don't know if there's a filter for that. Listed anytime, last 7 days. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything for this. Today, 3 days, 7 days, 14. Classification? Yeah, I don't know. What's that to learn in your opinion? React is really popular right now, but you could learn a legacy language and then get a job because no one wants to do a legacy language and then just transfer. So tech systems here. I don't know if you guys can see this, kind of small. Tech systems, this is a recruiter. They're all over the world. Lead front-end React developer, 40-foot consulting, flexible working options. Seems pretty chill. You wish you could get paid for chopping down trees. You gotta sell the trees. Can't get paid for the chopping. Have you heard of Reverture? Yeah, it's garbage. And I say that because they cap you out at 20 bucks an hour after you do the school. So you could do the school, like the school is free technically, and then they get you a job. Basically, they outsource you. After they teach you how to code and they outsource you to a company and cap you at $20 an hour when you know they're billing that company that you're working for like 120 bucks an hour. And you get a whole 20 bucks of that. So yeah. I don't know. I don't like being told. I don't like being limited in the amount that I can earn regardless. Like, I'd rather just owe money than be limited in the amount that I can earn for 2 years. So I would think about that. Similar to Lambda School? No, it's not. It's totally different. Lambda School is actually moving to 9 months now. So from 7.5 months to 9 months. Yeah. Do a review of Lewagon Bootcamp. I'd have to find someone there. I'm not going to do a review without like finding someone. Of course, everything that you Google about them is going to make them look nice. I don't know, Tyler. I'd just be careful with Reverture. Obviously, you think I'm going to say Lambda because like that's what I make videos with, but like, don't cap yourself on terms of income unless you're just okay with making 20 bucks an hour for the next 2 years when you have no idea what they're actually billing the client. Like, how could that, that could add up pretty quick. I'd rather just owe $20,000 and be able to be like, all right, if I really step my shit up, then I could pay this off in a year. Or if I really step my shit up, I could pay this off in 6 months. But at Reverture, you're stuck at 20 bucks an hour for years, and there's nothing you can do about it because you signed the contract. What are the languages used? Like casino sites, DraftKings, PokerStars? I'm not sure. Maybe PHP. Can you do one for Swedish jobs? There is one on Indeed. Yeah, let's see. Sweden, Indeed. Job sulk. That's how you say it right there, right? A sulk job. I don't know. It's been a while since I've been to Sweden. All right, so we have location and we have VOD. So I'm going to assume this says job. Here we go. Hey, everything's in English. That's good. You're a sophomore in college. What sort of internships did you look for? Don't look for internships. Apply for regular jobs. The difference between an internship and a junior software developer is who goes and gets the CTO coffee in the morning. Your actual coding ability is not going to be very different. So you want Malmo. Okay. I don't have... Okay, there it is. I was about to be like, I don't have the special O on this keyboard. So, engaging care. Here's one. We expect you to take responsibility and work independently. Oh, you have the possibility to work from home. So, this is looking good for people that are in the EU in general right here. This could be good. Just came in, you already gotten this. Did you search Atlanta? Yeah, we searched Atlanta. Accenture seems to be holding up all the jobs on Stack Overflow in Atlanta right now. But there were some other remote jobs there. Been lurking on the channel, love the content. Jamie, thank you. What I've heard, they can make you move to, which you don't believe Lambda does. Yeah, they can. So Reviture has like a very, very harsh terms and conditions. I don't know. It's like, I mean, I don't know. Why would you ever cap yourself in the amount that you could earn for an X amount of time? Like, it's crazy. Been a while since you visited the channel. Welcome back, Eric. What if you gave your CEOT? I mean, I don't know. Then you just brownie points, I guess. Bootcamp or college? I'd go to bootcamp. What do you think about C++? It's good for low-level software engineering jobs. It's good. It's industry standard for game dev. This company seems very demanding. Company's not that demanding. It's actually very chill. JavaScript, React, Redux, Sass. If you're interested, you can also work on our mobile solution. So they're literally like, you can be a web dev for us, or you could work on our mobile app. That's it. So, been a fan for a while. Love the interactive live videos. Sean DeGroot. Thank you, man. Try to get to everybody. Currently doing co-op. You're just doing till June. You have another summer internship. However, the work you're doing right now is extremely boring. Tech is outdated. How do you keep motivated? You got to work on side hustle projects. So it sounds like what the problem is, Danny, is... Okay, so number one, you don't have to be motivated to do the work. Anyone can go to the gym when they don't feel like going to the gym. So motivation, just take that off the table. Stop feeling like you have to be motivated. I'm not going to say that it doesn't suck, but I bet there's something you could do to learn and then take that away. Like, so try it. Like, if you're bored with what you're doing at work, figure out a way to grab that knowledge so that you could take it for yourself later. Everything I did at every single job was always like, how could I use this later in my life when I'm on my own or when I want to do something else? That's selfish, but I don't care. It's your life. Any remote jobs? Jesus. Yeah, there's lots of remote jobs. We hit up remote jobs a little bit earlier. Love the streams. Keep it up. I mean, I'm just trying to be real, like you said. Josh, you're my favorite programming-related YouTuber. I just keep it real. Just try to help. How about Vancouver, Canada? Vancouver had some jobs. I think this is still Canada. Yeah, this is Canada. We can hit up Vancouver. Dog pack walker, $20 an hour. Plus you get your gas paid. Oh snap. Mobile app dev, 55 a year. Node.js, front end, 70 to 90. I don't know. This is Canadian, right? So with an impactful company. So this means they don't have a lot of money. So when people say, make a difference with us in XYZ at this company, that usually means they're new and they don't have a lot of money. So they're banking on you to really care about what they're doing. Be careful. If you received a junior job offer while studying a degree, would you drop out? No, I wouldn't drop out. I would take it and I would make them pay for my school. And I would say, look, if you're giving me a job offer right now, I still want this degree. Can you pay for it? And if they say no, then I'd probably drop out. But only long enough to where I could get a different job that would pay it, if you want it. What are the salaries in Finland? I don't know. It's been a while since I looked. They weren't amazing. They're okay. I applied to, I interviewed for a job in Finland. It was like There's like a shoe store, like an e-commerce shoe store thing there. Have you done Boulder? Yeah, we did. Well, we did Denver, but not Boulder. What about Quebec? Want to hit up Quebec? We can hit up Quebec. Junior intermediate, 35 to 45. I don't know, is that good? Junior front-end web dev, Valnet, 1 to 2 years experience. How you put junior 1 to 2 years experience? Just apply. This means 0. This means 0. As soon as any company puts junior in the title, it means 0. It means negative experience. It means you flipped burgers, and they'll still probably take you if you can make an HTML email template. Like, but it's gonna be super saturated for that reason. Can you find something in Croatia? I mean, we could try. I think I did try to find jobs in Croatia once, but I couldn't find anything because Croatia is mostly tourism. We're doing this for you. We're looking around. So here's one in Split, Croatia. Solid Java, C++. Keep in mind, if you live in Croatia, you're going to get paid what they get paid in Croatia. And I know Croatia doesn't get paid that much. Zagreb. Looks okay. CV in English and Croatian together with your application letter. Wow, that seems pretty demanding. Type of university degree and grade average clearly mentioned. This is garbage company. Ignore. Grade average clearly mentioned, like because they think grades matter. Garbage company. Pass. Let's see. I mean, there's some jobs here. Junior game dev. This could be okay. Let's do Qatar, no income tax. There are some states in the United States that have no income tax also. Like, I think, I forget which ones. Nevada has no state income tax? New York, we did New York. Companies always put 10 plus skills, but they always accept lower than that. Of course they do. Why don't you think grades don't matter? Doesn't it show your work ethic? Your ability to memorize information for a test doesn't mean that you know how to solve real world problems. Like when you get to the job, there's not going to be like, all right, well, we're only going to give you your next task if you can complete this one first at a 95% or better. Like that doesn't happen in real life. Grades don't matter. Like memorization and solving problems are two different things. Grades are irrelevant. And the people, there's a phrase, right? There's this phrase, the A students work for the B students. The C students run the company, the D students dedicate the building, and the F students own all the real estate that it's on. Like, that's because that's just how it is. A students make great employees. The D students are like, oh shit, I'm not smart enough to do this, but I can pay some guy to do my idea. Like, grades don't matter. South Florida. All right. Hold on. We got to clear up these tabs. I don't know. Have you seen these tabs? You can't see them, but I have like 90 tabs open. No income tax in Texas, South Dakota, Florida, Nevada, Alaska. Ramon. Oh, Ramon, dude. I was looking at my Rocket Sling reviews yesterday, and I saw your little post that said, this game changed my life. So I appreciate you, Ramon. Roman. Antarctica. Obviously, that's like the new. It's called the Silicon Penguins now. That's what they're calling it. The Silicon Penguins. It's a new valley in Antarctica. All the there's no income tax there. There's no state tax there. There's no electricity there. Anything in the Netherlands? There were a lot of stuff in the Netherlands on Stack Overflow actually. So Stack Overflow. No income tax means you don't pay income tax. So the more you make, the more you pay on income tax. So if you want I don't know if EU, does EU work? It doesn't work. But if you put Netherlands or Germany or any of the EU people that are here watching, if you type France, Germany, Netherlands, I know for a fact we saw those. There was one in Japan. There's a bunch in the US. What is a good area to specialize in? It depends on where you want to be. Do you want to end up being a developer that just makes like 190 a year until you're 65 and then you retire, or do you want to be an entrepreneur and break off and make your own startup, or do you want to be a manager and manage people and do a bunch of emails and meetings and stuff that doesn't really matter, or do you want to, like, I don't know, do you want to be a freelancer? Like, what do you want to do? Entrepreneur, that's the way to go. Dude, I'll never forget what Eddie said about managers. He's like, middle management are the people who aren't good enough to do the actual technical job and aren't important enough to make any real decisions that matter. So they just stick you in middle management. How viable starting out as QA is a slippery slope? Bradley Pelton. It depends on if you're manual QA. If your QA is writing C# tests or writing JavaScript tests or unit tests or things like that, yeah, QA is great because you're writing code. If you're a manual QA tester, go back to like 2001 when you thought it would be cool if you could like beta test games and get paid to do it. Instead of that, now you get to beta test a website where you just literally click and find bugs, and then when you find a bug, you have to figure out how to recreate it, turn on your screen sharing or your screen recorder, and then do it, and then send that bug to customer support or the devs, and then they solve your bug. And that would be your life if you're a manual QA tester, so probably don't do that. Information security. So coding bootcamp, set up a portfolio, then apply to jobs. Anything else worth doing, pursuing? Nah, that's about it. And it's fairly straightforward. You're going to get rejected a lot, then you're going to have to modify based on that. Technical support engineer. I don't know if this is actual information security though. I don't know much about it, so I don't know how to look at this for you, but this just looks like tech support almost. Like this looks like manual QA, exactly what I was talking about a second ago. What was your starting salary out of school? What was the dev job? All right, my first was a part-time job coding Ruby on Rails for $18 an hour. It's not part-time. And the second job was $50,000 a year for PHP. The third job was $65,000 a year, React.js. The fourth job was $75,000 a year, C#, JavaScript, SQL, some design, WordPress. Like I did everything there. 75,000. Any info on Reykjavik? Yeah, we could check out Reykjavik maybe. I don't know where we go for that. Let's do a little Google here. And by that I mean search. Oh, look at this. There's like tons of stuff in Iceland. Well, when I say tons, I mean 3, but CCP games. EVE Online. So you guys want to make EVE Online? If you started with a full-time job at $18 an hour, it wasn't full-time, it was part-time. I had a full-time job as a mechanical engineer and I worked part-time at 18 bucks an hour on the side. And then I got a full-time. And then I still kept my part-time 18 bucks an hour. So I worked full-time PHP, part-time Ruby on Rails. I've always had 2 jobs my whole life. How many years experience does it take to get from junior to mid-level? Depends on the job. Graduating from Hack Reactor, applying for full-time positions. You want to do freelance gig ASAP. Any thoughts on common mistakes when looking for freelance? Yeah, don't email because they're going to think that you're spam. I get a bunch of emails from people all over the world asking if they can help me make my website better, and they just go straight to my spam. Because why would I give you access to my website and pay you to do it? Like, no. What's your second job now? I teach people how to code at open classrooms. And then I do YouTube. And then I run my website, which is also a business. What else do I do? occasionally freelance some video stuff. I mean, I always got like 9 things going on. Where can you find part-time dev work? Adamantite. Oh wait, adamantine by partite. All right, look, chemistry, chemical. Yeah, you're not gonna find them that much. You're not gonna find part-time jobs. Mine didn't exist. They told me no. I applied for a full-time and I said, hey, hold on just a second there, pal. How about part-time? And they were like, let's think about it. I was like, how about remote too? And they're like, yeah, Josh, we'll think about it. And then they called me back and they're like, yeah, we want to hire you part-time. And I was like, cool. I mean, if they already tell you no to the job that you apply for and you do all the interviews and they say no, then be like, all right, well, hold on. How about part-time? How about something? How about let me do something? Don't say for free. Don't say it for free, because then you're just a volunteer and you could better spend your time elsewhere. You be a web dev in the day, Uber driver at night. Gotta do what you gotta do. Yep. Book recommendations for front end. Absolutely do not read books for front end development. Front end development moves at light speed. All right, I think, hold on. Let me just, this is turned into Q&A, so I'll move this over. Do Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Cape Cod didn't have much. I mean, that's like vacation territory. So you're saying I should offer to work for free? Absolutely not. Opinions on self-taught over bootcamp? I mean, it's pretty up and down, but I mean, self-taught over bootcamp. If you need the structure, go to bootcamp. If you think you can do it yourself and you can kick your own ass every day to learn and you can get over those humps and not be demotivated, then be self-taught. Depends on you. What's the difference between methods and computed on Vue.js? I don't know. That sounds like a good question for Stack Overflow. Opinion on VB. It's a little bit old. Network admin with Python automated scripting in Chicago. Wesley, that is a very detailed answer. But you know what? I will do that for you, my friend. We're just gonna hit up Chicago. No guarantees on that long. Like, I don't even think Google would know what to do with that question. Maybe we'll just type Python. See what we can get. JP Morgan, so you want to work for a bank maybe? DevOps, yeah, I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything about automation. Maybe data engineer, but that's Expedia, and that's data engineer 2. Yeah, I'm not seeing much. Oh, for the front-end book recommendations, by the way, I was saying don't buy books for front-end because by the time you buy the book and read it, front-end technology has changed. Something has been added, something has been removed. It's like literally buying college textbooks, you know? Like, you buy the college textbook and then the next semester you can't sell it back for even close to what you bought because now there's a new edition, which is where they took, problem number 25 on page 30 and moved it to page 31, and now you got to pay $800 again. It's like the same thing with, like, code textbooks. It's text, it's hard code, it's not dynamic, can't change. You walk out of the bookstore, it's already outdated. Would you move abroad? Which countries? No, I'm good. Rip, that's where you live? Oof. What languages do you suggest to get a job in 2019? Python and JavaScript. Where can you find remote and part-time? All right. We're going to swap over to doing remote jobs. I'm going to show you guys what to do. We work remotely. So this is my favorite remote website. We work remotely right here. So companies pay $300 a month to post their job because this gets such high, I don't know. The dude who made this website is the real winner. But these are all remote jobs. Clever Tech posts on here all the time. Sticker Mule is like this. They don't know what they want. I've seen Sticker Mule up here for like 3 years in a row now. I've applied to Sticker Mule. They told me go away. Like look at this. Like just look at this. 90 to 115,000, a signing bonus, and 28 days vacation. So obviously you know they get like 1,300 applications. And then look at like the size of their team is like 10 people. So it's like I don't know what they're doing. They're just wasting money looking for wizards, I guess. Look for a WordPress job until found a software engineering job. Look for anything. All right, how about this? Let me ask you guys a question. How would you feel if I made a video that wasn't technically dev related or programming related, but just jobs that you could do at home to pay the bills while you practice on code. So like, for example, teaching English. I know like 6 websites off the top of my head. When I say 6, I mean 2. I know 2 websites off the top of my head where you can teach English for like $20 an hour, $22 an hour. Just different jobs where you don't have to go and get like a part-time job at like Lowe's or like Home Depot or whatever. Just different jobs kind of out of the box where you can make a living and still teach yourself how to code or whatever. A video on that, would that be good? And maybe like some like side cash videos, because I've been wanting to make like videos on how you can make money at home without being in dev, so you can put yourself through whatever you need to do that thing. All right. So obviously there's going to be a couple stipulations with that. Not everyone's in the US, so people are going to be like, I can't do that thing. But I'll try to keep it like for example, VIP Kid, for all you guys watching, VIP Kid right now, you can go teach children in China English. They'll pay you $22 an hour. You don't have to like teach. Literally, you just read off the cards that they tell you to read. And they're like, great, thank you. That's it. Obviously, you got to work some weird hours because they're in China. But that's a company you can work from home. Been looking into passive income? Yeah, I mean, I could talk business with you guys all day long and how to make money all day long. Like, there's a lot of stuff you can do. Most of the stuff that you need to make money requires traffic to a website. So I know how like Coding Phase, right? Joe talks about like how he has niche websites that generates passive income for him, but he has to have traffic to go to those websites to look at the ads or click on the ads or whatever for him to make money. So without traffic, you have nothing. And it kind of boils down to like without a personal brand, you can't direct traffic. Otherwise, you have to pay a marketing company for traffic. You just got on board as a junior dev to WeWork. On WeWork. Oh, nice, dude. What did you do to become an LLC? I went to smallbiz.com and I paid the money and I became an LLC. And yeah, now I have an LLC. Now I have some accountants and all that. All right, so this is WeWorkRemotely.com for remote web dev jobs. They have programming jobs, sales and marketing, business management jobs. That's a decent one. Copywriting jobs, customer support jobs. All right, don't overlook these customer support jobs. These are the gyms. These are the gyms, guys. Right here. Like PrestoZone, technical software support. You probably wouldn't have looked at this because you were like, oh, no programming job for me, and you wouldn't have clicked on it. But if we click on it, we can see that it's more like a dev job than anything. The only thing is like you're deving with other people that are customers instead of coworkers, and now you're support. But people overlook it. Don't overlook tech support jobs. What do you think of web dev designer jobs in sports? I don't know. I've never seen one. You're pissed you sunk so much money. Tyler Kozlowski, I feel your pain, bro. I have student loans to pay off too. Product support Jedi. Product support Rockstar. Developer Wizard. I don't know. You're going to graduate in finance, don't have experience in CS, want to get into fintech. How can you get an internship in the industry? Same way you'd get an internship in any industry, you just apply. What would it cost me to ask you to help me find a job, create a resume for when you finish Lambda School? Right now you're learning HTML and CSS. It depends on what you want to do. Do you want to like sit down one-on-one with me? I'm very cautious with how I sell my time. If I have to sell my time, it's expensive. But if you want to like email back and forth and I can tell you exactly what to do that way, I'll do it. You accepted a 130K job, a 50% raise. Daniel C, we don't know if that's true or not, but if that's true, congrats, my dude. All right, so we work remotely. There's remoteok.com, remoteok.io also here. So you can click here. Got different sections. You'll see a lot of the same jobs between Remote OK and here, but sometimes you'll find a goodie. Daniel, what's up? Remember me? You've been around here since... Oh, dude, Daniel. Yeah, dude, I think your last name is like Castellan, I think. Castel something. Something like that. If that's the same Daniel, I remember. Content manager jobs? Content manager is good. It's more like copyright, I'd say. So here we go. Here's remote, okay. And then Stack Overflow obviously is good. Jobs on the left. And we'll hit remote. Now you have 305 remote jobs to look for. Do you not use Glassdoor to find jobs? Not really. If I type remote, work from home, I've never had any luck with Glassdoor. No one's ever responded from Glassdoor ever. Seems okay. Maybe I'll make a video about all the places to apply remote updated for 2019. That could be a good video. Eastern Europe sounds sketch. Glassdoor is good for reviewing the company. So if you get an interview at a company, you better hit up Glassdoor like as soon as you read that. We'd like to bring you in. Like literally, you go in here and you type in the company, and I don't know. Somebody give me a company that they want me to like look at that you want to work at, and we'll like review it. How about Fiverr? No. How to research a company before interview? We'll do that right now. Give me a company. Somebody give me a company to look up. Which language you suggest to learn after Python? United Health Group. All right, we'll hit up United Health Group. Jonathan, you said the hub. Oh wait, hold. Actually, their company name is not even the hub. It's something else. Like their LLC is a different name than that, Jonathan. Siemens, PLM, BDO, projected. Okay, all right, we'll hit up these. United Health Group. This is a huge ass company though. That's why you got paid so much. $10 billion a year. Okay, so 150 to them is like a peanut. Interviews. So this is how you research the company. You come over here, go to interviews. Oh, I have to sign in. All right, let me sign in. You have an upcoming interview for summer internship at CeeLo, so that could be a good one. Why does it keep doing this? Here we go. So you come over here, you click interviews. May 17th. You can sort, I think. There's a way that you can sort job titles, right? So we type software maybe. We'd be guessing. I don't know what the titles are. Software interview. Offer accepted, easy interview, positive experience. I need to do like an entire live stream of like us researching companies that you guys want to work at. Like that would be like its own separate live stream, but this is how you do it. 2 traits you use to describe yourself. Doesn't seem like a bad company. Seems pretty chill. Interview is almost too easy. Well, that's what this guy says. Incredible marketing. All right, we'll hit up incredible marketing. So here's incredible marketing. 68% recommend. Great place to work. How recent is this? That's pretty old. Interviews. Content interview. Social media architect interview. What does that mean? That sounds like a fancy way for like, hey, post our content. No offer, negative experience. Nothing in here about dev. Dice.com. Dice.com to like find jobs. I've never had luck with Dice. Siemens PLM. Siemens is a huge company, but we'll look at it. BDO, starting there soon. All right. By the way, I just have one request. Well, actually two requests. If you guys are like watching it, and before I head out here in a little bit, if you guys could hit the thumbs up, it really helps me out. And I would really, I know you guys don't have to do it, probably don't have it, but like I'm like 50 people away from 2,000 on Instagram, and I would really like to hit 2,000 on Instagram. So if you guys want to follow me, it's just my name, just Joshua Fluke. That's like my goal. All right, so Siemens PLM, this is a huge company. Interviews. Software. Oh, you want to see the URL? It's just Glassdoor. Software engineer, decline, neutral, average interview. What's your success in life? Do you want to make a team leader? Do you ever use Craigslist? No. I find most jobs on Craigslist post there because they have no money or they don't want to spend money. And generally they try to undercut you. Oh, rip. Well, headphones died. 41 away from 2,000. Yeah, I know. It's all I want is 2,000. You can't even pronounce my Kawamani name. Nope. Anybody here with Lambda? You want someone's input? Got you on YouTube and Insta? Alfonso, thank you. That's all I want. I just want 2,000. It's been like years. New sub, love the vids. Looking for first internship. Pretty anxious about interviews. Seem to be confused about cover letters. Cover letters are in need all the time. What was my 2 requests? I just want to hit 2,000 followers on Instagram. Because I suck at Instagram. Like Chris Sean, he has like 5,000 followers. I don't know what he does. I don't know what to do. How to pick location? What do you mean? Interview request from Indeed, but there was no location, just the interview's name. What does that mean? A phone interview? That means that it's probably a recruiter. If you get a request from Indeed, it's most likely a recruiter looking to hire you. Just follow me on Insta, keep it up. Hey, Leo, thank you, my guy. Do cover letters make you stand out? Yes. You have a better chance at a startup writing a good cover letter to stand out than at like a lot of these larger companies. There, look, I'll just pause and answer the question. A lot of these larger companies, they have automated HR software. And so what that means is you'll send in your resume and it will scan it and it will look for checkboxes. And when I say the degree is a nice little checkbox, that's what that means. Like the software will scan that and see, and if it doesn't, then it won't have it. Follow me on Insta. Thank you, my guy. Also, Chris Sean's editing is on point. Yes, Chris likes to film in his car a lot and makes drone videos a lot. I don't know. I just mess with Chris. We mess with each other all the time. Ever use CV compiler? No. Just started your first job as a junior software dev. Any tips? Ask to go talk with the CTO about what you could do today or at home, maybe at home or over the weekend to really get yourself up to speed with the application. A lot of what you're going to do on the first few days at any dev job is get up to speed with the code base. But they're not going to be able to give you any task to do because you're not going to know where the files are, what the passwords are, what the information you need is. Because number one, you got to get your dev environment set up first. Cover letter tips. Yeah, so you want to match the company's values. Talk about how your values match their values. You want to talk about, I mean, it depends on what kind of the job is, but values is always good. Thoughts on React Native, Laravel, Laragon? Never mess with Laragon. React Native, progressive web apps, good. Laravel, still good. When you apply, should you use email? Yes. What's a good entry-level job for someone fresh out of Lambda with a few side projects in their portfolio with 3 years of Cisco networking experience in the Army? What's a good entry level? Kevin, I think the mistake is you're looking for entry level. Apply to software. If you did Lambda school, you got lots of skills. Apply to anything that says software. Look at this. Look at the chat. It's just like going crazy. Any remote hardware jobs? Yeah, so remote hardware jobs are going to be really hard to find because you have to have the hardware. So it's going to be a lot easier for them to have one location for you to come in and all work on the hardware. rather than like them sending you the hardware and then you work on it and send it back. And like, you know, it's like hardware requires you to be in person. Like an engineering job requires you to be on site with the machines to do the machine work and, you know, that stuff. If they interview you, you won't look at your resume. Won't they just see that you lied about a degree to get your resume through the process? I would much rather lie about my degree to get my foot in the door to some company, and then just not apply. I just don't care. What are you gonna be like? Oh, it's actually you don't have a degree. Yeah, I don't actually have a degree, but I really want to work here. So that either they get pissed off because you lied, or either they're like, holy shit, this guy has brass balls, and he's just like, wow, he really wants to work here. Like, it's either going to be impressive to the person interviewing you, or they're going to be like, well, you lied, so that's against our core value. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who cares? Watching the big sports ball game tomorrow? Are you talking about the bowl of super? No, not really. I'm just working. Let me know what you think of like the previous video I made talking about open source. Kind of like a little vlog, a little bit, like, I don't know. Just try to mix it up. The superb owl. Yes, exactly. Python remote job. Just type in Python remote job in Google, but Stack Overflow might have some Python remote jobs. Any good roadmaps for software engineer? Good roadmap, so why can't I talk? I don't know. It's difficult. Like, software engineer is so vague. Top 3 searching sites in your opinion. So I live in Salt Lake City, Utah, USA. So specifically for me, I'm going to say Stack Overflow, Indeed, We Work Remotely, RemoteOK.io, maybe Glassdoor after that, maybe LinkedIn after that. How much for one-on-one? How much time do you want? What's your current position? I'm the CEO of a company called Google. How to choose desired salary? What? One hour. Maybe like 250. I know. I mean, that's the price. Do you like Panda Express? Of course. How big is your ego? I mean, there's not enough room, clearly. Computer science remote job? Define computer science remote job. YouTube algorithm sent me here. Never seen a video of yours before. Been watching you too much, Siraj. Well, hopefully you enjoy it. Starting an internship Monday. Tips: go to the CTO and go to the CEO and sit them down and have a one-on-one. You have a one-on-one with your CTO before he can have a one-on-one with you. Then you know you're stepping your shit up. What's your favorite game? FIFA? I was playing Ring of Elysium earlier. That's pretty fun. Hosting projects with GitHub pages. Yes, definitely do it. You do enjoy it. You earned a subscribe. Tyler, you earned a thank you. He's the CEO of OnFocus, GrindReel, and Grindr. Oof. The last one, I don't know if that one's accurate or not. I'm definitely not the CEO of OnFocus. Is age a factor in this game? Jared, it depends on how high up there you get. There's companies, regardless of what game you play, in what company, what niche it is, no one wants to hire you if you're above a certain age, where they're like, they don't want to train you and get you up to speed with the company for you only to like retire in a few years. and that would be for any job. How do you think of a brand name? I don't know. I rebranded like 10 times. Would you recommend services that write a cover letter or resume for you? I'm going to recommend my own resume and cover letter that's on my website, because your boy Danny HP here has a job at Amazon because of that, and a bunch of other people. Some dude works at Google as a software engineer. I don't know. That's what I'm going to recommend, because if you pay some dude that writes a cover letter and resume for you, they're going to charge you $120. That's the only shill I'm going to do tonight. Daniel, did I see your last question? I saw your last question, asking if I saw your last question. Jobs in Las Vegas. There wasn't that many unless you look on Indeed. Day's going pretty good. How do you know your worth for remote jobs? Yeah, I mean, companies are going to pay you less because they can pay you less, because, I mean, you got to be okay with that. On Monday, you got to tell your current startup that you accepted a new job. We have a huge project due in March 4th that I can finish. Any tips on the conversation? You can finish or can't finish? I mean, I would tell them I've accepted a new job offer, but I would like to complete my project here. Oops. Rip your ears, I'm sorry. How often do you work out? 5 or 6 days a week? How long to wait after an interview to receive job offer? Nabil, that's not how it works. You usually have 2 or 3 interviews. If you do one job off, like one thing, and then you get a offer, is the job search over? I suppose. Send motivation. You don't need motivation, Tony. You don't need motivation to get stuff done. There's a lot of stuff I do that I don't feel like doing. How many hours do you sleep? 7, 8. When did I graduate from Lambda? I didn't go there. Link to cover letter, please. All right, look, this is the site. Your cover letter temps are working for you? Well, they should. I spent a lot of time writing those, but at the same time, I appreciate that, and I'm glad that they are. And let me know if you'd like to see anything else. I might add more later. I don't know. This is all my stuff. That's everything I have. I'm going to add a bunch more, probably tomorrow. Best startup position in CS? Best startup position depends on what you want to do. Have you done whiteboard interviews? Yes, I'm very bad at whiteboard interviews. Am I a Viking? Yes. Is working out your getaway from programming, clean your mind and get into another zone type thing? Programming to me is just a tool in the toolbox. I don't wake up and think about making this brand new React app. I don't wake up every day thinking about how progressive web apps are competing with native mobile apps. Like, I don't know. I just don't think about any of that. Like, I think about tools as a toolbox, or code as a toolbox, and I use it when I need to get the job done. But I'm very interested in running a business, creating a brand, and building a brand for other people. Like, I have a few people that I'm working with where I'm like helping them build their like developer brand, where they're like blogging and they're vlogging, and I'm like giving them everything they need, because like, who are you gonna hire at the end of the day? And I've said this like 10 times, but who are you gonna hire? You're gonna hire the guy that has a good cover letter, a good resume, and a brand of providing value without being told to do it. Or you're gonna hire the guy that just applies has like no history, no reputation. Brand is everything. And so that's like my passion, I would say. Especially in dev. Like, people haven't figured that out yet. So, I don't know, all you guys that are here watching, it's like you're ahead of the curve if you do it. Your lips are out of sync with the video. Yeah, I'm using a DSLR, so. How to talk recruiters with confidence? I mean, you just talk with them. You gotta hold your ground, be a little demanding. Don't let them push you around. How do you get any motivation? I mean, sometimes I'm motivated, but this is how it works. You do something, and then you get motivated. It's not you get motivated and then do something. That is why a lot of people are lazy. Is there any way around it? Like have some good projects or something like that? I mean, you can just say, hey, look, I'm not a great whiteboard interviewer, but I'll do my best to explain my thought process. Just, I want you to know I tend to freeze up. Just say that. Motivation is fleeting. So don't chase motivation. Don't wait around for motivation to do something. You have to go do something, and chances are the motivation will come. For example, when you go to the gym, and you don't feel like going, but you'd show up and then you get a couple reps in, you're like, it's not so bad. And then those are the sessions when you make like a new personal record. Every time I didn't really want to be there, I'm like, I'm feeling really strong today. What the heck? Create motivation, be the motivation. If you did that, you'd be chasing it, and motivation is fleeting. You should chase discipline. Create discipline and routine. Are the documentation tutorials for packages like Django worth anything in a portfolio? Not really. Linux Academy, I've never seen it. Motivation, you just have to get started. I mean, okay, I just said this, but the classic way is, this is what people do. They wait to feel motivated to take action, but they never feel motivated to take action, and then they get more demotivated and feel less motivated. So like, you need to do the thing, and then you'll probably be inspired by doing that thing, and then you'll get motivated, and then you'll do that thing some more. Like, it's just, you don't have to be motivated to start, ever. Any opinion on system rather than goals? Yeah, goals are for losers. You have to have a system in place, right? Like, goals are good. I would say like dreams are for losers, goals are good, but you need to have like system in place to hit your goals. Because if you just have goals, like anybody has goals, you don't got systems to get to your goals. Like, what are you doing from 9 to 10 a.m.? What are you doing from 11 to 12? When are you going to take lunch? Are you taking your lunch at work? Are you working through lunch? Like, what? Like, you got to have a system. Is being bad at whiteboard interviews a turnoff? It depends on who you are and if you explain yourself. I would explain yourself to the CEO, the CTO. I always do. How to talk about your resume without sounding redundant? What do you mean? Coding bootcamp, then job 1 year versus 4 college, same level. Yeah, bootcamp's going to make more money. When you say system, do you mean set of habits? I mean, they could become habits, but you know, how do you learn how to make a system? You got to figure out what works. And the first day, it's going to be great, and then the 7th day, it's not going to be great. That's a great skateboard you have. It sure is. Is college worth it? No. Do I know Golang? No. Am I still going to do portfolio reviews? Yes. Really good stream, Jay. Appreciate you. Do more work. Yep. What up, Josh? Long time no see. Tech Life, dude. How's it going, man? Are you ignoring me? No. Any good book on systems? There's not. I haven't found a book that's going to tell you exactly what to do and what stuff to do, so I'm actually making one, if you want to know. Can you explain more about the brand stuff? Like, you're thinking having a good website. Okay, so these are all things that you have to have by default to get a good job as a developer. It doesn't matter what kind. You need to have a portfolio, you need to have a website, you need to have a good cover letter, and you need to have a good resume. Like, that's just like bare bones minimum. But if you want to stand out from the crowd, you should have an open source project. You should have a Medium blog where you talk about what you're doing, why you're doing it, and things that you've tried out for the week that you update every week, every Friday at 12 o'clock at lunchtime. You should have some sort of email list that you're trying to collect from your Medium article, where you're collecting emails and you're sending out emails to people saying, hey, look, I tried out this new thing and built this thing. Go check it out. Here's my GitHub link. You should be creating videos or start a podcast. Like, you have to have a brand. Like, who are you going to hire? Like, you going to hire the dude that's just like an application and an email, or the guy that's like, yo, look at all this extra stuff I do. Like, I love this stuff. So brand is everything. And so I'm making my own how to build your developer brand course, and I'm gonna sell it. And yeah. Okay. Is Tetris app kind of cringe for a portfolio project? No. that's a lot of things you need to do. You don't have to do any of it. You don't have to do any of it, okay? But just realize that the guy who does that is going to beat you. Is it hard to transition from front to back end? Not really. You just have to be upfront about it. Just be like, yeah, I want to try some more logic stuff. Does YouTube feel like an employer boss to you? No. I mean, YouTube doesn't make me come to work. YouTube, like, you know, no one's paying me. And like, no, it doesn't feel like a boss. How do you know when you master a language? You don't. And if you feel like you've mastered a language, check yourself. Any tips on starting a personal website? What did you do on your first personal website? I bought a GoDaddy domain and I used cPanel to host. Actually, the video I'm making tomorrow is how to host using hPanel from a company called Hostinger. And that will be how to make a portfolio, just bare bones basic website portfolio. Updated for 2019. I typically use templates because I'm too lazy to build it from scratch, and no one does that on the job. You can master a language, but you can't master development? Maybe. I mean, if you want to like, if you want to change the verbiage. Overpriced, underperforming hosting company based in Eastern Europe. It's based in Lithuania. But they have servers everywhere. Tyler hits me with the $1 Patreon. Thanks, dude. What type of bootcamp is best? Just blast your resume out to as many jobs as possible. It's a numbers game. Yeah, it is a numbers game to a certain degree, but if like how fast do you want the game to be over, and or like how long do you want to play the game? So you've compared pricing with other hosting companies in Lithuania and they're overpriced. Well, that's because they don't market to Lithuania. They market to other countries. Check out if you get time. Will do. Is it important GitHub for recruiters when you have 3+ years in resume and LinkedIn? 3+ years in what? Have you ever done portfolio website reviews? Yes, I have a couple of those. If you work with recruiters, they'll get you an interview, but just know that the company has decided that they don't give a shit enough to go out and find good candidates. Every time you work with a recruiter, realize that the company has decided, they've made a decision that they'd rather not make this a personal thing to work with the people that they're hiring. They just rather outsource it. All right, give me a candidate that you think is good. Like, I don't know. How important is LinkedIn? You should have LinkedIn. When the car alarm goes off, what speaker does the sound come from? The horn, my dude. Is it good to work for agency or should we go for product company? It depends on what you want to do. Is GitHub enough of a profile portfolio? It could be, yeah. I mean, no one cares about your domain, really. That's just your thing. But imagine if you apply, like, so for example, it's okay. Let me just disclaimer here. I don't want to be like a douchebag. But if I were to apply to a job now, because I have a brand, so to speak, if I were to apply to a job and they were to offer me, you know, I don't know, 70,000 or something, I would say absolutely not. I need like 135, and I would just be firm, right? Because I don't. Number one, I can bring an audience to their product. If it was a product company, I can literally bring 50,000 eyes to this product and be like, hey, look at this thing. And like that is like the advantage of having like a brand. Like you have like backers, so to speak, right? People know you, they trust in you, they believe you because you try to help them. And then like, so now companies can't undercut you, they can't lowball you. You have something to fall back on. And then you could be like, hey guys, I got this job offer from this company. What do you guys think about this? And you just put that company on blast, however many people that your brand is big to, right? And so then you're like, hey company, I got about 13,000 people here saying that this is lowball. So I don't know. Like, you have power when you have a brand. What's your thought on data science? Yes. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, data science is definitely not going anywhere. Working with a recruiter makes it easier to get face-to-face. I mean, sure, but they've decided that it's not important for them to go find the candidates themselves. Fame equals power. You don't have to be famous. Maybe the company will say your ego is too massive. Well, if the company's trying to lowball you, the company's trying to lowball you. But if you don't need the job, you should go work for a company that recognizes and appreciates what you do, not some company that wants to split you from everything that you've created. And then again, this is why I don't work for a company. But, you know, if you have all this stuff behind you, you could leverage that and be like, yo, look at what all this stuff I'm doing in the free time. Now imagine if I took all this stuff I'm doing in my free time and I did it for you. Like, skill and the ability to show your skills equals power. Like, you don't have enough time to show your skill and ability in like 2 interviews versus if you have like a history and you have like 2 years of creating value for people and building a brand. Crippling nervousness? Freelance first to have portfolio? You can make a portfolio without being freelance. Make a portfolio while you at a job. How's Patrick doing with the job hunt? I haven't talked to him. He hasn't been online today. How to get ideas of projects to practice? Go look at Udemy. How old am I? I'm 28. Would you recommend people using this channel as a template for building their own brand? Yes. I mean, I literally just show everything that I do. How much do I make from YouTube? Not that much. I don't know. I'm just like, this channel is going to be a mixture of how to get a job in programming and how to build your brand and how to have a company and make money and all this other stuff. So you can either go work a salary job and that can be your thing, or you can be like, yo, I'm gonna be a freelancer and do this myself. You're gonna need a brand. There's no downside to having a brand. How'd you study algorithms and prepare for whiteboarding? I mean, I didn't really. What's the purpose of a website? Wouldn't you use GitHub? Why not have both? Have you heard of the Bootcamp App Academy? Yes, they're all over my Facebook. What are my thoughts on it? I think they have like a similar kind of structure to like Lambda School, like income share agreement. I have to look. App Academy. What's the price and how long is it? I think we looked at this. The medium salary for San Francisco was $105,000. And anything under $117,000 in San Francisco is considered low income. So they're bragging about $105,000 as a median graduate salary when $117,000 and below is considered low income. I'd consider that just maybe one thing. It looks good on paper, right? 6 digits, holy crap. Front-end Masters, I've heard of it. Everyone says check it out. I should do it. So easy to get a job in Houston. Good projects or good GPA? Projects. No one cares about your GPA. I mean, companies say they do, but like it doesn't matter. Because you can get a job without a degree, which means no GPA. UI kit framework, is it relevant? Yeah, UI kit is good. Material design is also good. Why someone company offer hourly than salary? I don't know. What do you mean? Oh, you mean hourly? Okay, so what they're doing is that's contract to hire. So they pay you as a contractor initially, and then they bring you on as an employee after they've decided that you're a fit. So most states they can terminate you whenever they want, but it's easier if you're a contractor and they don't have to cut off your healthcare benefits and all that other extra stuff that they do for you as an employee. Like they also, if you're a contractor, you have to pay your own self-employment tax and your own income tax. If you're an employee, a salaried employee for a company, the company pays half of your employment tax. So you literally pay less tax as a salaried employee. But they have to set that up with payroll, and they pay payroll tax instead. And it's just like, it's a business thing. That's why they do it, because they save money and it's easier for them to fire you if they don't like you. How much leverage do you really have to argue a salary with little or no experience right out of school? I mean, you don't have much leverage. You have hopes and dreams, I'd say. Thanks for the stream. What do you think of the job market in the gaming industry as technical game artist? Technical game artist, you mean like artists, like drawing stuff? 3D stuff, or what? It's gonna be saturated. Game market's saturated because who doesn't want to say they worked on, their own stuff? Like their favorite games. A combination. It's just gonna be saturated. There's a lot of people that want to work on Fortnite, a lot of people that want to work on Halo, Call of Duty, whatever your favorite games are. A lot of people want to do it, and so the more people there are that want to do it, the less companies can pay you. Are you a millionaire? No. Is it bad if you put some of your work in a company you worked for in your portfolio? No, you definitely put the work you did at a company. That's your experience. Did you ever hear about Code for Cash? No, I have not. I guess my girlfriend's home. That was fast. Are you a billionaire? One day. The goal is to have 600 million in the bank by the time I die. That'd be dreams. Getting paid per project versus working for a digital agency. Okay, yeah, paid per project, right? You always want to get paid on results unless you don't have confidence in yourself. Like I hate salary because you work more, you don't make more. I hate hourly because you work more, you have to sell your time more, and then you make more money. I prefer project-based results. If you get the project done in an hour and you charge $500, you made $500 in an hour. If you charge $500 and you get the project done in a week, that's on you for being slow and bad. You get paid on results. Like, that is pure skill. Why not have 0 when you die? Because I'd like to give it to people that need it. Doesn't mean I have to spend all of it. I'd like to give it to other people. Children that don't have parents, and like animal, whatever, like humane society stuff. Any insights to Chicago job placement? I mean, we looked there. It wasn't too great, but there were some jobs. You can go back and watch the stream earlier. I don't know if you can back up, but there's definitely jobs. Patriots or Rams? I don't know. Do letters of recommendation matter? Maybe. It depends. Some companies ask, some companies don't. My last company asked for letters of recommendation, so yes, they mattered in that scenario. Every other job I had didn't care. How's the Salt Lake area? Definitely. Salt Lake is like crazy. It's crazy good. Codementor.io, check it out, you might like it. I mean, I've seen it, right, but I don't want to sell my time for hours, and I definitely don't want to give a percentage of that time to CodeMentor. What do you think about WordPress designer jobs? Definitely good. Saw the smiles, you read the comment. You're right. How much time do you spend reading code? Not that much. Spreadsheet somewhere for the number of jobs you got hired or failed. I didn't keep a spreadsheet. I had a whiteboard over here that I kept track of. Salt Lake is good in what sense? We got startups, we got large corporations, we got Adobe, we got Oracle, we got Workday. I don't know. We got lots of stuff. If a company has not paid a contractor in a timely manner due to insufficient funds, it has been a month. Should the company continue paying for company's expenses and pay the what? How fast can you learn WordPress? 20 minutes. Go to pantheon.io. Do you have cute girls in Utah? I mean, there's cute girls everywhere. Maybe, like, I mean, I don't know. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, right? Opinion on Bootstrap? Still good. What do you think of DevTube? That sounds like clickbait. Brazil Heart, what's up? I'm from the USA. You want to move to Canada or USA as a web dev? All right, so this is what you should do, Henrique. You should move to Portugal because Brazil has an agreement with Portugal, which means you can move to Portugal and get a job in the EU and become an EU citizen, and then you can get a job in any EU country, which means you can get a job at any US company that has an office in the EU, and then you can move to the US. That's going to be a lot easier than getting an H-1B visa, I promise you that. Sorry, that was a lot for you to digest. What about Argentina? What's up, Dario? Thoughts on C#? What about companies you can't share code because of security and signing disclosure? How to list that? You just say that. You just say, I signed a non-disclosure agreement. I cannot show you the code that I've done. I can give you out-of-context snippets. And then you take that snippet of code and you change all the variables and everything that it was doing, and you only give them something out of context that would mean nothing. Tell me more about this Brazil thing. Brazil has an agreement with Portugal where you can go there because Brazil speaks Portuguese, because Portugal went to Brazil and they have this agreement now, and like basically you just look it up. I had a student that was from Brazil. He got a job in the EU in Portugal, and they paid for him to come over there. His visa was like snap of a finger. So now he's in the EU. Now he has access to the rest of the EU. Now he can get a job in any of the other EU countries and any other international company, and then go anywhere in the world. So Brazil, if you're there looking for jobs directly to US and Canada, don't do that. Just go to Portugal. It's easy. They like almost have to take you. How do you talk about your projects to recruiters? I don't know if you would, because I'm not sure if they'd understand your projects. A lot of recruiters aren't in the business of development. They're in the business of getting you a job so that they can put food on the table. You work at a state job and all you can hear is Josh saying proprietary software. Yeah, you don't want proprietary. That's bad. You heard that Portugal is not so good for jobs. You're not using it to get the job. You're using it to get to the EU, and then you can use being in the EU to get a job in another EU country, and then you move to the US. You're not using it for the good job. You're using it because it's easier to do that than get a visa to the US directly. How is the hiring process done 90% of the time? They give you a test. It's either a take-home test, a HackerRank test, or a live share your screen test. Do you need a degree to get recruiter services? No. You have a Spanish passport. Can you work in the EU? You can work in the EU. Do you recommend US or EU? I like the US. I don't know. I never worked in the EU. Does Learning View or Next worth I mean, it's good. Next is good. What keyword should you use to find good recruiters in your area? All right, Thomas Ferris. Be careful with recruiters. I've had a bunch of interviews with a bunch of recruiters, and they've all kind of ghosted me because the employer knows that they're going to have to pay your recruiting company extra money. So if the recruiter gets you a job for $100,000 a year, they're actually charging the company $135,000 a year, and they're taking that $35,000 for themselves and giving you $100,000. And the company knows that they're doing that, so they're not usually in a rush, and sometimes they'll just ghost. Which in the EU would you live? Probably live in Norway. Do you think programming salary will increase in the future or decrease in the future? Probably a bit of both. The upper end will increase because you'll need to know more as machine learning and that sort of stuff goes, and then the lower end will decrease because more and more people want to get into the industry. Are the recruiters for junior positions for jobs? They don't actually care. Recruiters just want to they just want to get paid. So when they get you a job, they get paid. Should you wait for a recruiter to leave voicemail before you call back? No, just call back. So here's some recruiter websites. There's TEK Systems, cybercoders.com, and just type in like recruiters, like software developers recruiters. What happened about someone being ghost? Yeah, so basically I went into the company as I worked with a recruiter. I did 3 different interviews, and I went to the 3rd interview, and the guy was like, "Yeah, you're definitely number 3 on you're on our top 3." Like the company told me that, and I was like, "Oh, cool." So I'm gonna get hired. They hired one guy the same day, and then it was 4 weeks later before I got any word. And I was like, "Yo, you said I was top 3 on your list." And they're like, "Yeah, the CEO of the company, he took a vacation for 2 weeks, so he's not making any decisions." And I was like, "But like, I need a job." And they're like, "Yeah, there's really nothing we can do. We're gonna send our our correspondent," which basically is the sales guy that pushes the companies to go ahead and hire you. Like they have recruiters have a sales guy, and they come there and they try to get the company to hire people as fast as possible, because when they do, that the recruiting company gets paid. And so they sent this guy down, and the guy brings a box of donuts to the company, and they're like, "Hey, so you got a couple of our people here that you're looking to hire. Here, take a donut." And he's like all dressed up, suit and tie and stuff, and they're like, "Bro, we know that you want us to hire your people, but CEO's not here right now." Like that was how it was. Except it sucks when you're on the other end, because you're the dude that's like one of those people. You're the guy that wants the job, and like everyone at the company knows that they hire from recruiters, and you're just like, "Hi, yeah, I'm working with a recruiter." Like it's bad. Like recruiters will do that to you. They'll just keep you hanging. I don't know if that was a good story, but my experience with them hasn't been good. Just go look at my interview videos. Why do recruiters even exist? Because the company doesn't want to deal with having to look at resumes and stuff. What would you recommend for coders in third world countries? Work remote. Do devs ever travel for the job? Not for the job. Tyler hits me with the 5. Thanks for your time. Look forward to more content. Tyler, thank you, man. I think my girlfriend's home. I'm going to go hang out with her, and then I'm going to write a script for tomorrow's video on how to do portfolio and stuff. How much do you think working with AWS will help when looking for... Yes, AWS is good. Don't skip out on too much DevOps, though. Which database can you recommend for Vue? I don't know. Python be alright. Node be good. PHP be good. I don't know. But I'm going to head out. Guys. It's been a 2-hour and 12-minute stream. I don't know how Twitch streamers do this for 12 hours a day. I can't even think. So I hope you guys have a great Saturday night, and I'm going to go grab some food, hang out with the girlfriend, and write a little bit of a script for tomorrow's vid, and that'll be it. So hopefully this helped you guys in some regard. This is a really long stream. Sorry for the people that if you got here and you're watching the recorded version, appreciate you. Appreciate all you guys. Christopher, Alex Valdez, Siobhan, Permeet, hello there, Hologram, Chris, Thomas Ferris, Software and Hardware, Crispy Clean, The Autodidactic Life, Sin, Louis Genix, Argyle, James, Ron87, Chris, Alex M, Alfonso, Jim, Sophie Hoyle. Thanks for the great video. Great advice, Sophie. Appreciate you. Tyler says, I just got here. I appreciate you too. Thanks for giving me 30 seconds of your time. Chris Samuel, Leo, Laquia? I don't know how to say it. Rickson just got here. Can you help with internship Berlin as junior web dev? I can't help with internship. Just apply to regular jobs. Sweet. Thank you. Who else? That's my green cup. Give it back. You can't have it. Andrew. Pa PS have fun with the grill. That's it. I'm out, guys. Have a good one.